the zero-gravity laser racer from Hogs. Race on the walls. Race on the ceiling. Race on the floor. You control it with patented laser technology. The zero-gravity laser racer from Hogs.
Defy gravity with the all-new zero-gravity laser racer from Hogs. Inside the package, you'll find one zero-gravity laser racer vehicle, one remote control, one USB charging cable, and one instruction sheet. Be careful not to throw away the instruction sheet. It has important information about the car. Use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the battery cover on the back of the controller. You'll need 3 AAA batteries to power the controller. Now turn on the vehicle using the power switch on the back. The controller will automatically pair to the vehicle. This means that when the laser from a controller points near a vehicle, it will control that particular vehicle. To defy gravity, the zero-gravity laser racer relies on intuitive suction skirts to drive on walls and ceilings. Do not remove these from the bottom of the car, otherwise the vehicle won't work properly. And be sure to listen for the suction noise before letting go of the vehicle. If the suction skirts are not activated, the car will fall to the ground. Use the laser controller to steer your zero-gravity laser racer. For best performance, stand within 6 feet or 2 meters of the wall, and make sure to point the laser beam within 1 foot or 33 centimeters from the vehicle. The zero-gravity laser racer works best on smooth, clean, and completely flat surfaces. Avoid bumpy surfaces such as stucco walls and ceilings. If you're driving on the ground, you can save battery life by turning the on switch on the back to the middle position. This will stop the suction and extend the battery life. The zero-gravity laser racer can drive on both walls and ceilings, but it can't transfer between the two, so you'll have to move it manually from wall to ceiling. When the LED light begins to blink, remove the car from the wall or ceiling and charge it immediately. Plug the USB charging cable into a computer to charge the vehicle. Always make sure your zero-gravity laser racer is fully charged for best performance. If the suction fans do not turn on when the power switch is in the wall position, turn the car off and check for debris in the vents. Remove any dust or debris, charge the car, and try again. For more information on your zero-gravity laser racer, visit airhogs.com/zerogravity.
This thing's insane. Hey everyone, I'm Paul and I'm from Hogs. We hope you're excited to try out your very own Hogs Supernova. This flies without the use of a remote control. You can make it fly, hover, do spins and tricks, all through the power of your hands using touchless control. Just want to give you some quick tips before you start having some fun. Keep in mind, the Hogs Supernova ranges in skill level, from the simple toss and pass to the more advanced super tricks. So the more that you practice and become familiar with the movements, the easier it becomes to master. We highly recommend that you watch all of these instructional videos to help you master your Hogs Supernova. The Hogs Supernova has unique technology built into it, with the intelligent onboard system that lets you control it. So we highly recommend that you use this indoors only. This is not meant for outdoor use where there could be rain, wind, or bright lights that may impact performance. There are 5 sensors that allow you to move and interact with the Hogs Supernova without having to physically touch it. Inside, there are the propellers that enable it to fly and hover in the air. While your natural reaction may be to grab it, ensure that you never put your fingers inside the cage. Speaking of the cage, the Airhogs Supernova is built with a durable cage that allows it to bump and hit objects and keep going. If it crashes too hard, the product will simply turn off to ensure that no damage occurs. We highly recommend always using the Airhogs Supernova with a full battery charge. To charge it, simply plug in the USB cable. Once the LED light turns solid green, you're charged up and ready to go. One of the most exciting features with the Airhogs Supernova is there's no remote control needed. To start it, simply turn it on, wait for the LED core to go solid green, and toss it in the air. Always remember to wait for the LED core to go solid green before launching. A quick tip is you can simply shake the Supernova to start it while having more control. Before you launch it, make sure you have a clear play area, one that's free of tables, chairs, and other objects around you. The sensors may confuse these objects with being your body and move away from them. You also want to avoid being near any air vents that may cause the product to drift. If you have long hair, tie it back, and make sure you're not wearing any loose clothing that could get caught in the propellers. After launching it in the air, control your Airhogs Supernova, moving it up and down using the bottom sensor, left and right, forward and back using the side sensors. As we mentioned before, there are different levels of mastery with your Airhogs Supernova. In time, you'll progress from moving it side to side, passing with a friend, to the more advanced moves, such as the 9 super tricks. Once you're ready for the advanced tricks, swipe your hand on either side of the Airhogs Supernova to enter trick mode, and then enter the swipe combo to perform it. Be sure to use slow and concise movements, and make sure your body's always in the trick zone so the Airhogs Supernova can perform it. With practice and patience, you can master them all. If you run into trouble with your Airhogs Supernova, we have a few tips to help you out. If the propellers break, don't worry. We've packed 4 additional ones for you. Simply use the rotor removal tool, pop up the broken propeller, and replace it with a new one. Make sure that it corresponds to the correct letter, either A or B, which is outlined on the bottom of the device. If you see it flying low, or the LED lights turning solid red, it's time to charge your Airhogs Supernova again. Simply plug it in, wait till the light to turn solid green, and continue the fun.
Troubadour Ratings Channel.
Ready to carve the skies in paraglider mode? This video will help get you off the ground. Make sure your controller is in paraglider mode, then turn it on. The power LED will light up. Next, turn the board on using the switch. Place the paraglider on a flat surface. The LED light on the controller will flash as it syncs to your paraglider. When the light turns solid, prepare to launch. There are 2 ways to take to the skies. The easiest way is to press the auto launch button in the center of the controller. You can also use the throttle stick on the left side of the controller to take off manually. The throttle stick is your key to getting off the ground and maxing out your air. It's also used to turn your paraglider around. To move forward, backwards, left and right, use the direction stick on your controller. Before you break out some tricks, you'll want to trim your paraglider to help it fly straight. If you're seeing a drift, use the adjustment buttons located next to the direction stick. For advanced control, remove the regular knobs and replace them with the included precision sticks. These are more responsive controls that will help you cut quicker and move more precisely. Once you've mastered moving around, it's time to get extreme and carve the skies with these tricks. The Sidewinder, the Cyclone, and the Evader. Ready to carve the skies in stuntboard mode? This video will help you get off the ground. First, let's set up your extreme sports athlete. Grab the extreme airboard and look for the arrows to be sure that it is facing forward. And line up his feet with the boot clamps on the top of the board. Insert the feet, toes first, under the toe straps. Push the heels down in front of the back boot clamps. You can adjust the head of the extreme athlete so he is looking straight. Place his arms near his sides for the best flying experience. Make sure your controller is on stuntboard mode. Then turn it on. The power LED will light up. Next, turn the board on using the switch. Place the stunt board on a flat surface. The LED light on the controller will flash as it syncs to your stunt board. When the light turns solid, prepare to launch. There are 2 ways to take to the skies. The easiest way is to press the auto launch button in the center of the controller. You can also use the throttle stick on the left side of the controller to take off manually. The throttle stick is your key to getting off the ground and maxing out your air. It's also used to turn your extreme airboard around. To move forward, backwards, and left and right, use the direction stick on your controller. Before you break out some tricks, you'll want to trim your extreme airboard to help it fly straight. If you're seeing a drift, use the adjustment buttons located next to the direction stick. For advanced control, remove the regular knobs and replace them with the included precision sticks. These are more responsive controls that will help you cut quicker and move more precisely. Once you've mastered moving around, it's time to get extreme and carve the skies with these tricks. The front side 720. The backside flip. And the barrel roll. Want to carve the skies in paraglider mode? This video will help your extreme athlete convert from stunt board mode. Grab the extreme airboard and look for the arrows to be sure that it is facing forward. Then connect the paraglider to the stunt board. Line up the board's fastening pegs with the fasten points in either end of the paraglider sideways. Slide the board to lock them in place, and then rotate the paraglider to its correct position. Next, we need to connect the harness to the paraglider. Like before, line up the harness's fastening pegs with the fasten points in either end of the paraglider. Slide the harness down to lock it in place. Finally, we need to connect your extreme sports athlete. Insert the hand pegs into his hands and put the back peg into his back. Pull his arms down to tighten the paraglider's ropes. Make sure that the harness and the rider are facing in the same direction as the forward arrow on the board. Now you're ready to fly. Check out our paraglider tips and tricks video. When you're out carving the skies, things happen. Here are some quick tips on troubleshooting things you might encounter. If your extreme airboard won't charge, make sure the board is in the off position. If the extreme airboard isn't trimming properly, check the paraglider cords to make sure they are tight. If your extreme airboard isn't operating at peak performance, check the rotors for hair and debris. It's a good idea to regularly clean your rotors. Make sure you get an adult to do this for you. Use the rotor removal tool to slide under the rotor, then pull up to remove. Take note, the rotors marked with an A are only to be installed on the top of the board. Rotors marked with a B are only to be installed underneath the board. To replace the controller stick, simply pull up to remove the old one and push the new one into place. If you're experiencing any further issues, congratulations on getting your own Hogs Extreme Airboard. You're gonna love carving the skies with 2 extreme ways to play. But before we get started, let's take a look at what's inside the box. You'll find 1 extreme airboard, 1 extreme sports athlete, 1 paraglider attachment, 1 controller, 1 USB charging cable, 1 rotor removal tool, 1 set of precision sticks, 4 replacement rotors, and the instruction guide. Once you've unboxed your Hogs Extreme Airboard, there are just a few more steps to take before you can fly. First, you'll need to make sure the controller and your extreme airboard are fully charged. Install new batteries into the controller as shown. Then it's time to charge your board. Simply switch the board to the off position. Then plug the USB end of the barrel roll charger into a computer or wall adapter, and the other end into the charge port in your board. When the USB LED light is bright, it means your board is charging. A full charge takes about 30 to 40 minutes. When the light goes from brightly lit to off, your board is fully charged and you're ready to take to the skies. Check out our videos on stunt board mode and paraglider mode.
Flight Rider from Hogs. Blaze across the ground and drift around obstacles at lightning speeds. Show off spectacular donuts and perform amazing wheelies. Now fly to the sky. Combine your skills to drive, fly, and barrel roll in the air. This 2-in-1 RC has flight assist technology for easy takeoffs, height lock, and landings. Conquer the ground and sky with the all-new Flight Rider from Hogs.
Conquer the ground and sky with Flight Rider from Hogs.
Inside the box are your Flight Rider essentials. To connect the controller, turn on the vehicle and place it on a flat surface. When the lights flash, it's ready to be paired. Now, turn on the controller. Once it's paired, the headlights will turn solid. To charge your Flight Rider, turn it off using the power switch on the back and plug the micro USB into a wall adapter or computer. Plug the other end into the charge port on the back of the Rider. When Flight Rider is charging, the USB LED will blink. When it's fully charged, the LED will be solid. Before you start playing, you need to install the batteries. Press down on the release button to slide the battery panel door down. Install 2 AAA batteries into the controller and slide the panel back in place. To drive on the ground, push the right directional stick forward and steer to the left or right. But remember, Flight Rider can't drive in reverse on the ground. To fly through the sky, push up on the throttle lever or push the auto launch button located here. There are 2 separate flight modes, beginner and advanced. Beginner mode has slower acceleration and turning for increased control. The left control stick controls the altitude. Push up to go higher or pull down to go lower. The right control stick controls the steering. Push up to go forward, down for reverse, left to steer left, and right to steer right. But in advanced mode, Flight Rider's acceleration and turning are increased for more skilled and aggressive driving. Switch the flight mode to 2 for advanced mode. The altitude or left control stick is still the same, but now includes rotating to the left or right. The right directional stick still controls moving forward or backwards, but now includes strafing to the left or right. For awesome stunts in drive mode, hold the stunt button and Flight Rider will pull off a wheelie for up to 2 seconds. Release the button to drive normally. To perform a cool stunt in flight mode, fly the vehicle approximately 2 meters above the ground. Hold the stunt button and steer in any direction with the right control stick. Flight Rider will show off some acrobatic stunts. If Flight Rider is drifting to one side, press the opposite trimming button on the controller to correct it. For example, if it's drifting to the left, push the right button. Be careful not to get hair or clothing stuck in the propellers. If this happens, use the included tool to remove any tangles. If a propeller breaks, use a replacement provided in the packaging. Make sure the propeller is correct by matching it with the symbols on the back. Flashing lights mean your Flight Rider is running low on batteries. If this happens, Flight Rider won't be able to perform any tricks. So always make sure the batteries are fully charged for best performance. When not in use, turn off the controller by holding the power button to save batteries.
Troubadour Ratings Channel.
Dirt, mud, and rock. It transforms from tank to missile-launching robot. 2-in-1 Air Hogs Robotrax. Batteries not included from Spin Master.
Air Hogs Robotrax. Tips and tricks. The Robotrax can drive on many different surfaces like dirt, rocks, and grass. See what terrain you'll conquer next. While in tank mode, Robotrax has an impressive turn radius and can even spin. If Robotrax lands upside down, keep pressing the transform button and it will bring itself upright. When in robot mode, Robotrax is still very balanced and can go up angled surfaces. Missiles can be shot in driving mode, crouch mode, and robot mode. And if you found your own great tips and tricks, share them in the comments. Conquer any terrain with the Air Hogs Robotrax. Air Hogs Robotrax. Here's how to get started. First, let's get some batteries in the controller. You'll need 3 AAA batteries. Open the battery door by pressing down on the release button with a screwdriver, then insert the batteries following the plus/minus symbols. Once you're done, slide the battery door back on. To charge your Robotrax, make sure it's in the off charging position located on the side of the vehicle. Plug the USB cable into the vehicle, then plug the other end into a computer or wall adapter. The charging LED will flash green when it's charging. It takes up to 30 minutes to charge, and you'll get up to 10 minutes of drive time per charge. Once it's fully charged, the LED will be solid green, and you can remove the charging cord. You'll know the charge is low on Robotrax when the light on the controller flashes, or the lights on the Robotrax flash. Or when you hear the low battery warning sound coming from the controller, RoboTrax will make a beep when the battery is low. To turn the controller on, push the power button in the middle and it will light up. Next, turn the vehicle on and you'll hear RoboTrax start up. Now, we're ready to drive. Conquer any terrain with the Hogs RoboTrax. Hogs RoboTrax. How to transform. To transform your RoboTrax, ensure it's on a flat, level surface. Then press the left trigger. It will go from drive mode to crouch mode. Then to robot mode. If it stalls or lands upside down, keep hitting the left trigger until it's fully transformed. It's important to remember RoboTrax will not transform if the battery is low. Conquer any terrain with the Hogs RoboTrax. Hogs RoboTrax. How to drive. Use the left stick to drive your RoboTrax forward or backwards, and use the right stick to turn left or right. If you notice your RoboTrax is always veering left, use the right anti-spin adjuster on the controller to level out. If it's veering right, use the left anti-spin adjuster. Conquer any terrain with the Hogs RoboTrax. Hogs RoboTrax. How to launch missiles. Insert the missiles into the launchers until they click into place. Then, click the right trigger to launch them. Missiles can be shot in driving mode, crouch mode, and robot mode. Conquer any terrain with the Hogs RoboTrax. Hogs RoboTrax. Care and maintenance. After playing outside, it's important to take the belts off and clear the debris. And if you notice it's driving slow or not gaining proper traction, ensure the belts are properly aligned. If you notice your RoboTrax is continuously veering left, use the right anti-spin adjuster on the controller to level out. If it's veering right, use the left anti-spin adjuster. Conquer any terrain with the Hogs RoboTrax. Hogs RoboTrax. Unboxing. Inside the box, you'll find one RoboTrax, one controller, 6 missiles, one USB charging cable, and an instruction guide. And remember, the RoboTrax can conquer many different terrains, but do not submerge it in water. Conquer any terrain with the Hogs RoboTrax.
Troubadour Ratings Channel will thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, give it a like. If you know someone who needs to see it, share it. Leave a comment below with your thoughts.